Hey everyone, Reaper here again with another video. It is comic book haul number 49. This, I guess, is my anniversary haul. Usually they're a little bit earlier. This is the end of August, beginning of September. I usually have them a little bit earlier, but I was waiting to really make this a decent haul. And what a haul it is. For those of you that like haul videos, you're a little tired of the discussions, this is a nice little break before we get back into the discussions. But it's a nice little break with a decent amount of books, a good amount of books actually, slabs and raw books, and some action figures, something that I usually don't show off other than in the background in my videos. And I'll tell you why I'm showing off these particular action figures in a moment. But again, anniversary haul. I've been on YouTube now for 8 years. I can't believe it's been that long. Really. It's crazy when I first started doing these videos way back when. But here we are. Okay, let's get started. We'll start off with the action figures. Then I'll go to the raw books, and then I'll save the slabs for last. All right, so we got a great amount of ECs in here. We have a lot of upgrades. In particular, a nice big upgrade that I'm very, very happy I was able to pull off. And I think it's an upgrade that's going to start really turning the wheels for future upgrades of books of this magnitude. But more on that at the end. So let's start with the figures. I collect Marvel Legends to an extent. I try to collect the ones I really, really like. I'm not going to show you the Marvel Legends though. What I am going to show you is something that I really, really like, and it goes back to my childhood. Super 7, I guess it's a action figure company. I've never heard of them. I've seen some of their stuff over the last couple of years, but other than that, I've never really heard of them, like Hasbro, Kenner, Playmates, and all that stuff. But they've been putting out these very, very cool figures. They put out a bunch of cool figures. They've done retro Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, and I think they've done others that escape me. But the ones that really have captivated me, the ones that made me start collecting these figures, this line, are the Thundercats. Because I used to have all the Thundercats. I used to have a nice carded collection of Thundercats, of all the rare ones, but I sold them off many, many years ago. As a matter of fact, when I first started doing haul videos, I started selling those off to get comics. And I don't regret it. But I had some of the rare ones like Bengali, Jaga, and others. But now I'm able to collect better looking versions of these characters, although the older ones were good too. Better looking versions of these characters through their Super 7 release. So we'll start off with Captain Cracker. I used to have the original one on card. I never had him loose, but I had him on card. I don't want to show you a little bit of him. It's a character that showed up later on. Excuse me while I put this down. Later on in the show. It wasn't one of the first season characters, I believe. But here's one that was one of the first season characters. One of the mutants. Jackalman. Never had him on card. I had him loose. Pretty cool. These things are awesome. The sculpts are so good. They look just like their cartoon counterparts. They have a lot of different varieties when it comes to weapons and hand poses and heads and all that stuff, as you would expect from a modern figure like Marvel Legends or those DC ones. I forget what the DC lines are called. Here's another one that those of you that knew about Thundercats would be familiar with. Monkian. Now look at this one. This looks, sorry for the glare, this looks exactly like the cartoon counterpart. Now, I had him loose as a kid, and I also had him on card. And the original LJN version of Monkian didn't look anything like the cartoon. I mean, it had some of the characteristics like the mace and the helmet and stuff like that. But boy, did they really nail Monkian with this. Monkian was one of my least favorite figures from that line. It's become one of my favorites with this because they actually made it look like Monkian. Here's one that I had on card. I never had him loose. Linkso. He was one of the rare ones from the LJN line. I had him and I sold him for a nice amount years ago. Here I got him again. Not much change other than making him look a little bit better, but it looks almost like the LJN figure. You know, the LJN figure was pretty good of Linkso. So, not much change with this one. Pretty cool. One of my absolute figures, I had, I still have him loose. I have him on card. And now I was able to get the re-release of him. One of my favorites of all time, Captain Hammerhand. Such a cool character. Well, I've always liked the Berserkers. And I can't wait for them to release the other Berserkers. I have all of the Berserkers loose to this day. I only have the original, the only original Thundercat figure I still have is Hammerhand. And he's on card. Card's a little damaged, but he was one of my favorite Thundercat figures, and that's why I kept him out of all the ones that I had. And when I heard that they were coming out with this one, oh, I had to get him. And they made him, I mean, the original Hammerhand was pretty cool, the LJN one, but this one, like with most of them, just so much better. And I have more of these coming in the mail. Too bad they didn't come by the time the making of this video, but I do have at least 3 more coming in the mail, so I'll show them in the next haul. Again, one of my favorite characters from the original line. I liked the original figure, and I like this one a lot more. Groon the Destroyer. He was once a Thundercat, and then he became an evil Thundercat, and I believe he was killed by Jaga. And speaking of Jaga, here he is. Very nice. I had the carded version of Jaga. I sold him, and like I said, he was one of the rare ones. But it's nice to see. He looks pretty much like the LJN figure, but a little bit better, of course, with the sculpt of the face and all that stuff. But the rest of him looks pretty much the way the LJN figure looked. But both of them were cool, this one and the LJN one. So, I got 2 more here, and then we'll get right to the comics. So, for those of you that are really into the comics, those are coming up. Again, I had this one. This was the mail-away Mum-Ra, which looked nothing like Mum-Ra. But here they got it right. The mummy version of Mum-Ra. Boy, does this look just like the cartoon. Like I said, there was a mail-away version of Mum-Ra, and I think, which I had, and I think another version, the same version came if you bought Mum-Ra's Tomb. I had that too. Oh, I love that thing. I think he came with that as well. But regardless, it was the same sculpt, same figure. No change to him. Didn't look anything like the mummy. Didn't look anything like the mummy Mum-Ra. This one here, exactly like him. Just gorgeous. And the very, very last one I have, like I said, I have 3 more coming in the mail, but this one is my absolute favorite of the bunch. And boy, did they get this one right. I had the original loose. I never had the original of this carded. And the original one of this was the very first Thundercat figure I bought when I was a kid. And probably one of my favorites, although didn't necessarily look like the cartoon. This one looks exactly like the cartoon, as I would expect as action figure making and sculpting has improved drastically since the 1980s, since the 90s. Here we have Mum-Ra, the Ever-Living. Talk about a beautiful figure. Look at this thing. It's a deluxe size too, and it comes with Mama. Wonderful. Looks just like Mum-Ra from the cartoon. And I couldn't be happier with that figure and all those figures. So that's the first part of the video. Now let's go to the second part, the raw books. All right, let me grab the stack of raw books, all right? And then the third part of the video will be the slabs, and there's only a few slabs. So we'll start off with this one. The Kubert Batman 655 first cameo appearance of Damian Wayne cover. This is a book, I have the other one, the regular edition, but this is a book that I've wanted for years, and I just sort of put it off, and then when I saw it for sale, this is probably like an 8590 copy, so it's not terribly high grade, you know, like some people would want, but I was just happy to add it to my collection. I've always wanted to get it, now I was able to get it. Pretty cool, right? Here's an upgrade. I had this book, and I sold it off because it was a kind of a low grade book. I didn't care, but it was nice to finally bring this copy back in an 8.0. Xmen 115, right? Yeah. Sometimes I think this is 116 for whatever reason. I love this one. I love this one. As you know, I finished my X-Men Silver Age run. Now I'm going to be trying a run from 94 to 130. All the hard ones from that run I have, like the 94, 95, 101, all that sort of stuff. I just got to collect more books like this, like the 115, the 116, the 114. But I have the Starjammers, I have Corsair, I have Alpha Flight, things of that nature I already have. So it's just a matter of getting some of those extra John Byrne books that I just don't have. And I was glad to add that one. And this one right here. X-Men, was it 122? Yeah. So this is probably like a 7.0 copy. I probably should do a little bit better with that one, but we'll see. So those are the two X-Men books I was able to get, and I'm still trying to, like I said, finish up a new run with X-Men. And those two have filled some spots. Now this one, this is my only Detective Comics that I was able to pick up. I don't buy DC as much as I used to, but I had to get this one because I think that the cover is so cool. So move aside Rainbow Batman, and here comes Negative Batman. Got a pretty decent looking copy. It's probably like a 5.0, 5.5. All right. It's a cool cover. It's one of those weird Detective Comics covers, I think, with Negative Batman. It's always Batman going through something back in that age. He's the Rainbow Batman. He's the Negative Batman. He's Man Bat or whatever the hell. So I thought that was a pretty cool cover. Here's a book that I purchased again. It's a 6.0 copy. I used to have a stunning 8.5, 9.0 copy, and I regret selling it, but I got this one for practically nothing, and one day I'd like to get an even better copy, hopefully matching the copy that I had, the condition I had years ago. But anyway, I managed to bring back War is Hell, number 9, into the collection. I paid like nothing for this, and it's for a 6.0 copy. But it's a cool cover. Very cool cover. As I mentioned, I sold it. I've been selling a lot as of late. And that's why I've been able to do some of the things I did in this haul when it comes to upgrading and adding new books to the collection, and where my collecting is going to be going for the rest of the year, most likely over the next couple of years. So I've just been getting rid of a lot of stuff. A lot of upgrading, a lot of things that I no longer want, and it's been pretty fruitful for me. So, I think we all get to that point where we say, what do I really want? What do I really want to do? I digress. I picked up these 2 high-grade copies of Swamp Thing. I collect Bronze Age horror, right? I just brought back War is Hell 9. You've seen in previous videos I've been collecting Ghosts and House of Mystery, even though House of Mystery was also in the Silver Age, but a lot of the Bronze Age stuff. House of Secrets. Well, I was like, what about Swamp Thing? Beautiful, beautiful high-grade copy of this. What is this, number 6? Cool. And here we have a classic one, like a 9.2 copy of Swamp Thing number 9, right? I have a couple more Swamp Things coming, so they'll be here in time for Halloween. Now, I don't think I showed this one off in any other haul video. If I did, I'm sorry. Sometimes I make these mistakes. The new Two-Fisted Tales, number 37. Tales, for the reason why I bought this is because it's a nice copy. And I think it's a 7.0 copy or 6.0, 7.0. I got to open it up and take a look at it again. I used to mark them on the back, but I've been slacking. So when I would hold it up, I'd look on the corner, I'd see what it is. I got to do that again. But a really nice copy. And like I said, if I showed this in another video, I apologize. But the reason why I got this one is because one of the stories from the Tales from the Crypt episode, a TV show was in it. I think it was called Showdown. So I'll be doing that. I'll be showing, as I show books that have episodes that were on the TV show. Like some of them I may not remember, but I'll make sure and when I do the editing of this video, I'll put a picture of that, a scene from an episode that coincides with the book. This one right here is a nice 4.0 copy. I've never owned this book. And like I said, I haven't really been buying too many DCs, but here's a DC. And I said, what the hell? First appearance of the Ocean Master. You know, it's not a book I've ever owned. And, Aquaman 29. Pretty cool. I'm not going to turn down a 4.0 for the price I paid. All right. Now we're getting into the ECs. So buckle up, everybody. As you know, for those of you who have been following my channel, I finished my Tales from the Crypt run last year, 2021. This year, I don't know if I'm going to finish them, but I'm very, very close in finishing my Haunt of Fear and Vault of Horror run. I only need 3 more Haunt of Fears, and I need 1 more Vault of Horror, and those runs are done. So adding to that, as you've been watching over my past hauls, I've been showing ECs ever since last year. We have Haunt of Fear number 8. Nothing from the TV show was in this book, but cool shrunken head cover. Here's another one that I don't think anything from the TV show was in it. Haunt of Fear number 9. I got these 2 from EC Ed. He was selling. Now this one right here is the first cover by Graham Ingalls, and there was a story in this from the TV show. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but like I said, I'll put it down here for you to see, and then I'll show the pic of it. I should have wrote it down, but I just, it's one of those I just really don't remember. But anyway, here we have Haunt of Fear number 11. Pretty cool cover, huh? This was Graham Ingalls' first Haunt of Fear cover, because before Johnny Craig was doing them, Al Feldstein, and then they went with number 11. Feldstein's last cover was 10, you know, the Matador one, and they went with number 11 with Graham Ingalls, and rest is history. He did every cover, and he became more associated with Haunt of Fear, just the way Johnny Craig was always associated rather with Vault of Horror, and how Jack Davis became associated with Tales from the Crypt. And here's a couple more raw Haunt of Fears that I picked up. A nice copy, very nice copy of Haunt of Fear number 26. Creepy cover, huh? And the last issue, Haunt of Fear number 28. Pretty cool stuff. Let me go back. With number 26, I believe I think there are 2 from the series. I think one of them is spoiled, and I don't remember the other, if there is even another one. I have to double check. But yes, some stuff one was spoiled that came from the TV show. And with number 28, I don't think anything came from the TV show, but if there was an issue, there was a story in this that was on the TV show, it would have already showed up now on the bottom. So that's it for raw Haunt of Fears. Now we're going to move to raw Vault of Horrors, and there are plenty of them, including a few, I shouldn't say a lot, well, it's quite a few, upgrades. Here's a new one added to my collection. Very nice, very, very nice looking. Vault of Horror 18. Yeah, I mean, these books are not easy to get, I'll tell you that. This is another one I got from EC Ed. An upgrade from my copy. I sold off my copy. I forget what grade he gave this, and you know, he's a good grader. But a nice copy of Vault of Horror number 22. Originally, I bought my original copy back in 2018. This one I recently upgraded, and I showed on Instagram. Vault of Horror, also from EC Ed. Vault of Horror number 23. One of my favorite issues. I love this issue. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. Let me backtrack a bit. There was nothing from the TV show in this one. There was nothing in the TV show from this one. But with this one, I believe Dead Weight which I think was, I forget what season, it might have been season 4, and I think there might have been something else. again, I'm sorry if I'm lacking. I've just been a little lazy when it comes to what was in what issue. But I think there were 2 in this for the TV show. But I'll put it down. But nice upgrade. Nice upgrade. One of my favorite Vault of Horror books. Here's another upgrade. I think it was in the last haul. I showed my under copy of this, and a haul later, I'm showing my upgraded copy. Here we have Vault of Horror number 24. I don't believe anything from the TV show is in this one. Nice cover. And you know, again, it's one of those classic EC covers where you're up close with one of the characters and he's either saying or thinking something, and that something is right behind him. And this one, this guy is noticing that all the blood's been drained from this guy, and he's wondering, well, who could have done this? There are 2 bite marks on his neck. Who could have done this? And you see the guy in the background looking at him. Although in the story, it wasn't him. It was the guy's wife. They like to throw you those little curveballs. A couple more vaults. This one I've never owned. And this is one I've been trying to track down for a while. I think there's only one from the TV show. It's called Halfway Horrible. Vault of Horror number 26. Cool book. Cool cover. Love it. And the last one is an upgrade. Last raw Vault of Horror is an upgrade. Vault of Horror number, I think I showed this in the last haul, or one of the earlier hauls this year, my older copy, but Vault of Horror number 33. I think a couple stories from this were used on the TV show. But anyway, I was able to upgrade this book to a nice mid-grade copy. Last 3 raw books before we go into the last segment of this haul video. I know it's a long video, so I thank you for watching for 21 minutes now, almost 22 minutes. This next is an upgrade, and it's a big upgrade for me. And I'm very, very happy I was able to upgrade this. And EC Ed sold this to me. And here it is. Tales from the Crypt number 24. I went to a nice, solid, right down the line, mid-grade copy of this book. And boy, is this book hard to find, hard to get, and hard to pay for. But, like I said, I've been selling a lot of stuff. So when Ed put it up for sale, I looked at it, and I thought about it. I jumped on the Vault 23 because I was like, oh, that's a no-brainer. 6.0 for that price, no-brainer. And I could get rid of mine, which was a 4.0, which was nice. It was a nice 4.0. It's not junk, not at all. But my Tales from the Crypt 24, my original copy, not so nice. 2.0, 2.5, maybe 2.5. But still very, very expensive. Very expensive, very hard to get. For people that are like, oh, it's too expensive. Well, good luck finding one, and good luck paying for it. Good luck. But I sold it. But anyway, when I saw the 24 was for sale, I was like, well, I don't know. But then I thought about it for maybe about 10, 15 minutes, and I said, yeah, what the hell? Let's do it. And I did it. And man, don't regret it. There were 3 Tales from the Crypt books that I wanted to upgrade. The Cryptid Terror 17, which is going to be a pain in the ass. The 24 and 25, which shouldn't be that hard. And I knew the 25 was going to be easy once I find it, of course. But I knew that the 24 was going to be a real pain in the ass, along with the Cryptid Terror 17. And I'm just glad that I was able to cross that one off the list. Thank you, EC Ed. Super, super classic book. It's got someone's name written on it. I forget whatever it was. Yeah, over there. I can't really make it out. Donald or whatever. I don't care. And the other Tales from the Crypt upgrade, I don't know if I showed this in another video. I don't think so. I had a 4.0 copy, a CGC copy of this. This is probably like a 5.0. So I sold off my 4.0 and I got this. Nice raw copy of Tales from the Crypt 26. Ooh, geez. This is the Cover Stories Political Poll. Indian burial mounds in this. I don't remember. Oh yeah, how could I forget? Not from the show, but from the Vault of Horror movie that was put out by Amicus in the early 70s. It was, oh man, I'm put on the spot. It was the one with, I think he was the third or fourth Doctor. What's his name? But it was called Drawn and Quartered. I knew I would remember it. Sorry for the pause on that one. Drawn and Quartered. I think it was the first story. I don't remember. Don't remember off the top of my head. And I think, no, I was about to say Madame Bluebeard. Is that one in this, or is that in 27? I don't remember. But yes. So it's not necessarily from the TV show, but from the movie. And to me, that still counts. And the last Raw book, last one for segment 2. Segment 1 was action figures. Segment 2 is Raw books. And segment 3 will be CGC books. Last one. How I talk about I want to finish my run, right? Well, here's another one that I was able to knock off my Amazing Spider-Man run. A nice 5.0, 5.5 copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 17. Second appearance of the Green Goblin and the first appearance of the actual winged glider instead of the broomstick. Again, let me show you one more time. So even though this haul was mostly so far a lot of ECs, there's some superhero stuff in this too. So let's go to the segment 3, the final segment of my anniversary haul of comic book haul number 49, and let's get started. I was able to pick up an upgrade to Haunt of Fear number 7, I think it is. Nothing from the TV show is in this book. But I was able to pick up a nice 6.0 copy. I originally had a 3.0 that I sold off years ago. And I bought it like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I sold it after a year. I was like, whatever. You know, that was back when I wasn't sure if I was going to really collect Haunt of Fear the way I was going after Tales from the Crypt. But then I decided I was, and sort of regretted selling it. But it was nice to pick up a nice copy, a nice 6.0 copy of it. Excuse me while I just move these over to make room. Here's the last CGC Haunt of Fear that I was able to pick up, a nice 4.0 copy of Haunt of Fear number 19. The famous double decapitation cover, and the TV show season 1, Lover Come Hack to Me, was in this book. Another book that's not easy to get, number 19. Just not easy. All right, so we got 2 Vault of Horrors. One of them an upgrade, and then we have the major upgrade of the video right afterwards. This one, I love this book very, very much. It took me a while to find the right copy, but I did. Here we have Vault of Horror number 19. Great book. Nothing from the TV show was taken from this book, but it's just such a cool book with the colors, the art, everything. And I got a nice 5.0, so it worked out really well. And here we have an upgrade. I think 2 episodes of Tales from the Crypt came from this book. One of them is called The Reluctant Vampire, in which the Reluctant Vampire is played by Malcolm McDowell. And I think there was another one in here. I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, I know I'm losing it, but I was able to upgrade to a nice 4.5 copy of it. Nice. A Vault of Horror number 20. Now, for the very, very last book of this haul, one of the major upgrades, and one of the major upgrades I think is going to spawn future major upgrades over the next year, 2 years, and that's where the direction of my collecting is going. So here we have the final book of the anniversary haul, The Incredible Hulk number 181, a 7.5. For many years, and I'll show pictures of them in this video, for many years I had a 5.0 copy That was my original copy of Incredible Hulk 181. I sold it some years ago, and I used that money to purchase this copy. As you can see, that was my 6.0 copy, and I was happy with it. But at the time when I bought that 6.0, I could have gotten an 8.0 if I just spent a little bit more money. And I was just like, nah. And then, you know, the years went on and the prices spiked and all that stuff. So it seemed very unlikely that I was going to upgrade anytime soon. But then I just said, you know what, let's just sell the 6.0. Let's sell a couple of other things that will make up the difference between a 6.0 and a 7.5. And I went for it. And here is my other copy. Here's my upgraded copy, a nice 7.5, a very, very nice looking 7.5. Very happy to add this to my collection. As I close, I was mentioning that where my collecting is going to be going. You know, I'm finishing up some runs. That's pretty much the way things are going. But I was going to be probably heading in the direction of upgrading some books, like my Giant Size X-Men, my Strange Tales 110, my Fantastic Four 48, and several other books that are all decent grades. You know, my Giant Size X-Men's a 6.5, my Fantastic Four 48's a 5.5. Probably going to upgrade my House of Secrets 6.5. They're all going to be upgraded to, I believe, something that is reasonable. Like my Giant Size X-Men, I have a 6.5. I'm probably going to upgrade to a 7.5, which is, I think, more than acceptable. So those books will probably be for sale very soon for upgrade money and other things like that. But that's where my collecting is going. You know, after 8 years, I just talked about being 8 years, being on YouTube, probably 8.5, almost 9 years back in the hobby, almost a decade, right? After collecting and selling and collecting more and starting to upgrade here and there. Mainly the upgrades started with ECs, if you remember, and then they started spilling into the superhero books, and now they're really starting to spill into the superhero books. And I could thank EC for that. So you could say EC is the catalyst for many different things. 1, me getting interested in comic books, and 2, upgrading. So, but that's where I see my collecting going over the next couple of years, starting to sell off some of the lower grades to get reasonable upgrades. So I hope you enjoyed all 3 sequences of this very, very long half-hour plus video. Sorry if it was too long, but I had a lot to show off. And I thought it'd be a nice break from the discussion videos. But more discussion videos are coming. So thank you all for watching. Take care and be safe.